What is up once again, ladies and gentlemen, bros, women, fanboys, and fangirls, and of course, as always, the tacos and Nikki out there. Of course, people humanity. It's a Nintendo Sony Free 2011, aka Manny Wolverine. And of course, you guys know the rest of the intros and outros towards this channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that other good, beautiful stuff. Before I begin, I'm literally legit. When I was going through like a 90s, early 2000s, a little bit of a nostalgia binge the other day, because, you know, most of you guys know, I was born and raised in I was raised in the 90s. I was born in 89, but I still was raised mainly in the mid-late 1990s. Back in the east coast of New York. And most of you guys know if you've been around me for a while, I was born in the Spanish Harlem area. And then after that, I moved a little bit from the upstate New York. I'm not going to say which city that is because the personal private concerns, but I'm not going to tell you what that is. I know you like honesty and truth and loyalty to my channel, but there's certain things. At the end of the day, the YouTube, this platform, this site, it's still open to the public. And I'm not saying I'm afraid of certain people, but there are certain individuals that I'm not going to say from like my old lady, aka my mom's side of the family. It's mainly my ignorant old man side of the family. I remember 2 years ago they tried to like get my channel shut down. And they were assholes of fucking pieces of shit for that. Lucky it wasn't any of my cousins, but I think it was like one of my uncles that tried to like get my fucking channel terminated. I don't know why, because he doesn't even do fucking YouTube videos. So he could go fuck himself, you piece of shit, fat ass goddamn motherfucker. Anyways. And that was like 2 years ago in 2017 when it was like December, so almost about to be 2 years since that happened. But luckily my channel stood up. Thanks, sweet, beautiful Jesus did. And yeah, other than that, I'm not going to say who they are because, you know, not going to give away names or anything because, you know, I don't want their privacy getting destroyed. Even though I really don't give a fucking shit about them. I haven't for about, let's say, 17, 18 years. Probably 18 years. Since I've been in the desert shithole out here in Vegas. Or as I like to call it, I know some people here that live in Las Vegas are probably going to take offense to this. I call it Las Vegas. The second I get a shitload of money, at least, I don't know, 10, 15 grand at least, I'm talking about maybe early to mid-40s, I'm going to say. That's probably when I'm going to finally move out of this shithole. By then, it's probably going to be 30, 50 million people living in the city, which, whew, I can't even imagine how much more crime it's going to be than it already is. There's already, what, 60, 70,000 people that fucking die in this damn city. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about video gaming news. I'm here to talk about my personal life and how not positive or negative, just I always had like a real bad luck of dealing with the cards of life in my own personal life. But it is what it is. You're my subscribers or my fam out there, even though yeah we are strangers, but maybe spiritually, mentally we can still be fam, aka family, virtual family. Anyways. As far as all that goes, I know I'm literally like a year late with this, but holy shit, bro. I've talked about this a few times in my way, way older videos, but I found out like I said before, I'll say it again. You can skip the first 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the videos, and that's nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about with Sony. They might have a state of play thing again. So if you came in for that, leave the link to both the articles if you don't want to see the video. And this as well. Gamestop's selling out closes over 200 fucking stores, man. At the same time, I feel bad for GameStop, but they are a lot of the billionaire bigwig like corporate company shills, and a lot of them probably serve Satan and the Illuminati and shit, which I wouldn't be surprised. Unfortunately, yeah, that's how it is. A lot of these places, even the stuff from probably the 70s. I didn't grow up in the 70s or the 80s, even though I was born in 89. Of course, I didn't remember shit back then because I was only a couple months old. I want to say it was like 97 or 98, 96, 7, 8 years old. That's when I started membership because 4 and 5 were a blur. I had no idea what the hell was going on at that time. I think I remember 1 or 2 things, but I'm not going to say what they are as they were extremely, not saying traumatizing, but not like how the September 11th thing happened when I was 12. I remember that. Of course, it was the most scary day of my life. I was going to do a chat and breeze with it today, but I'm probably going to do it tomorrow because the time of this video, I'm still waiting for that whole Turtwig community day for Pokemon Go, but another nostalgic memory is this ugly, disgusting, nasty little piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie, this bitch in the reboot thing for the 90s, Hexadecimal, this bitch gave me literal fucking nightmares. Like, legit. The nightmares were so bad with her, I could not sleep for like, maybe, I want to say months on end, maybe like a few days. I couldn't fall back to sleep until maybe about 2-3 weeks. I know it sounds bad. And that's how much this fucking bitch used to scare me. And like, And this is one, like, in the 90s, if any people remember Reboot, it was like this Canadian, like, virtual reality, not virtual reality, but computer generated, like, animation that was real big back in the day. And the cartoon was cool. It was literally, I think, might have been the first of its kind. But the thing that turned me off about it was this fucking bitch. I mean, no offense to the one that did the voice act. I remember her name was like Shirley, or I think her name was Shireen, or Shirley Williams, or Shirley Miller. And I know she did a couple other voice acting. I'm not hating on the bitch that made her voice. I mean, she really brought her ass to fucking life. Not gonna lie. That bitch absolutely scared the fuck out of me. Even there's certain days, like there's certain times, even just looking at the bitch is giving me fucking chills on my damn spine. It makes me want to, like, shit my pants. Not like right now. That's not how I'm scared now. I'm almost like 30 going to 31 already, so. Yeah. Even as a grown adult, scales scares the living crap out of me. And I remember there was one episode, I think it was called the Firewall episode. That's the one that traumatized the living shit out of me. Even though I said it didn't traumatize me, like, sleep-wise, it kind of did. Like, in everyday real life, when I was awake, it didn't. But that's all I wanted to say. Links down below. I know I'm literally a year late. I had no idea there was going to be a remake, or no pun intended, a reboot to Reboot. And it was cool. And I found out the chick from My Little Pony, Adrienne Lehman, or I think, yeah, she, the one that did Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, she did one of the voices in there, and it was Dot, too. Bob was cool, and Enzo was, like, probably the coolest character in that cartoon. Anyways, yeah, let's get on to this shit. So it says, rumors has something Sony PlayStation planned for the end of September. I already rambled on enough. Shout out to credit's due, Robert Ramsey. Yesterday, it was revealed that Naughty Dog is hosting a media event for The Last of Us Part 2 on September 24th. Supposedly, this will provide the press for a fresh look at the games. However, with this new rumors of another PlayStation-related event have appeared, which is apparently about to take place that week. The ever-reliable Z-Hug EX says that The Last of Us Part 2 media event, quote, isn't the only Sony event that week. Teasing that the Japanese giant has more for us in store right now, the most common assumption is that there will be a new State of Play broadcast. And if that does turn out to be the case, then there's probably where The Last of Us Part 2 will be shown in public. But what else could Sony have up its sleeve? Let's not forget the Tokyo Game Show 2019 begins later this week, which already began by the time I'm doing this video. It's like the fourth day. I think it's got one more day, Saturday, and that's it. It's done. Actually, yeah, I think Saturday or Sunday, because I think it starts on the 12th and it ends at the 15th. So by the time we're doing this video, it's like 2.5 more days and then it's finished. On the 12th of September, running through September 15th. Yeah, so Sunday is when it's done. And Sony will be the highlight various titles. As such, it's tough to predict the content of State of Play that goes live in a couple weeks later. What do you make of this? Are you ready for the new State of Play? What would you like to see? Try to keep your expectations in checks in the comment section below. Alright, so overall thoughts, views, and opinions. I'm not sure what the fuck they're going to show. I mean, I always say it every year. Hopefully they have a remake, even though they've had, like, spin-offs and remakes of the Rayman series, which I did play the first two modern day ones. I remember Rayman Origins I played. The other two I never got to play. Maybe one day I'll play. I don't know. You know, IRL is a thing. So for a grown-ass responsible man, I got to go out to work and I still got to pay bills and shit, but I don't have to provide for a family because I'm a solo dude. Maybe one day I will, but if I do that, I'm probably never be able to ever do YouTube ever again because providing for whatever future family, if I do decide to have one, I ever do have one, I won't be able to do YouTube videos, period. If I do, it'll only be like once a month. So I know nobody will watch my videos if I do that, so there's that. Anyways, aside from all that, hopefully I doubt this is going to happen. A lot of my 90s, early 2000s nostalgia, hopefully they bring back one of the PlayStation, like, OG classic franchises like Ape Escape, Gex the Gecko, Croc, The Adventures of Toom Toom. Not Tim Tim, but Toom Toom. Or I think it was Toom Timer. I don't know. I think it was Tumba. Yeah. There was a lot of real old school, like, platformer, side-scroller games that Sony had. I would love for them to do a remake or remaster of. It's probably not going to happen. Oh, and then I found out it has nothing to do with this video, but I even found out 2 weeks ago when I was looking at the YouTube trending page, which I rarely ever do. I think I clicked on it by accident. But I found out there's this, I know race shouldn't have nothing to do with anything, but if you live in the United States, you already know it's a lot of bullshit and animosity. Absolute fucking hypocrisy. As somebody that's a Latino descendant motherfucker, not to try to get my feelings involved with this, I know what it's like to get fucking discriminated against. When I was a 90s kid, I was literally the only Hispanic Puerto Rican motherfucker that went to my fucking school. Everyone else was either usually 100% white and maybe 40-50% black. And I was literally the only Puerto Rican kid in that fucking goddamn school. So I know what it's like to get discriminated on. It's a fucking bitch. Luckily, I never thought about doing, you know, mass casualty things. I mean, I kind of did, but thank God I didn't, because literally, if it wasn't for video games and anime, and I've said this in my older videos, I'd probably be in a maximum security prison place right now. That's probably what happened. That, or I probably would have killed myself, to be honest. So, literally, video games. I gotta give it up for video game shit like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64 shit, the PS1, PS2 era, even the original Xbox series. If it wasn't for those companies making those games, I literally probably would have been in a maximum security place out in, probably not in Vegas. I probably would have been early before that. I probably would have been convicted as an adult in New York somewhere. So probably like the New York Island Penitentiary System or some shit. I don't know. But thank God that never happened. So in a way, I gotta give it a like, back in the day, the old school like video game companies that actually gave a shit about their fans compared to nowadays. A lot of them really don't care. They only care about loot boxes, microtransactions, and these paywall fucking shits. Like fucking EA and fucking Ubisoft, and definitely a big fuck you to Activision, even though you did make a lot of my shit back as a 90s kid. They're a cocksucking piece of shit, and I hope they go fuck themselves. Anyways, as far as that goes, yeah, hopefully they do something like that. Maybe even Jack and Daxter and fucking Takken and Power Juju. I never really played the game. I did play it for like the Game Boy Advance era, but never played it for what's it called? For the PS2, PS3. I really wish I would. I know they had like an old school Nickelodeon thing on there, but it's cool. Oh yeah, getting back to the Blue's Clues thing. There was a Blue's Clues thing that there's a Filipino dude. There's literally a Filipino guy that's, I think his name's something de la Cruz. He used to work for like used to be a performer for Broadway in New York City somewhere. Now he's like the new host for Blue's Clues, and that's cool, man. And no, nothing against Filipinos. In high school when I came out here to Vegas, because where I was from, there weren't any Filipinos at all, literally. There was either blacks or whites, and that was it. Maybe like a couple Puerto Ricans, and that was it. But at that time, like, I didn't even know what they were. It's crazy shit. Ah, Christ. Hold on one sec. Alright, so I'm back, so hopefully I don't have to do this all over again, because if I do, I'm going to be really fucking pissed off, like a bitch, and it looks like I don't have to. So, as I was saying before, little bit of sad news. The reason I paused the video earlier is somebody decided to ring the doorbell. I don't know if kids nowadays play Ding Dong Ditch, because I know when I was a 90s kid that was really huge. And even the kids before me that are either old as shit or they're dead. Anyways, so this video game retailer Gamestop closing 180 to 200 stores globally. Huh. I was thinking the whole time it was just the United States. Yeah, but if I forgot, it's all over the world. So not going to have enough time to do this, but I'll just read maybe the first half of this article, and that's it. On the same day Apple launches its GameStop, brick-and-mortar store GameStop hub, financial, it ends at 200 stores. I don't know. During Tuesday's quarterly earnings calls with analysts, GameStop Chief Financial Officer Jim Bell says the company was, quote, on track between 180 and 200 unperforming stores globally to the end of the fiscal year. Bell also said that there have been 195 store closures since last year. How many stores could close in the U.S. was not disclosed. GameStop did not immediately respond to the USA's requests for comment Tuesday. GameStop CEO George Sherman spoke of the right-sizing the company, and there were recent efforts across the corporate infrastructure of the U.S. store leadership's organization. And overall thoughts, views, and opinions, it's a little bit sad as a 90s kid and even early 2000s kid and teenager, like I always do bring up in my fucking videos, because I'm an old man. I'm like 70, 80 years old, internet-wise. Granted, I'm 30. But it is what it is. It's a damn shame seeing this place go, but at the same time, I just don't like when a lot of the employees try to force for you to fucking goddamn buy the certain things that you want. And that's it. Peace out, my sauerkraut. I don't have enough time to do my outro, but that's it. Laters and goodbye. I'll see all you people on the flip side. I'm gone. I'm out. See you guys soon. Later.